and justice, and again, the food security issue. He's been spelling that out the whole time. I want you to know that we in the Congress fully support and take pride in the president's agenda that he is advancing here in the Summit of the Americas.
All right, guys, so you tell me what we just saw there. As it looked like Maxine Waters was in the Twilight Zone, right? She looked like she was zoned out. Must be the California weed, right? Must be the California weed. Either that or she had a chip malfunction. Who knows, okay? But what I do know is that Maxine Waters did test positive for COVID, twice vaccinated and boosted, by the way, the second time this year, during this event in which she, again, apparently had a malfunction. And this kind of reminds me of the same malfunction that Nancy Pelosi once infamously had on TV during an interview with George Stephanopoulos.
10 states, as I said, on Friday, started their early voting the day that we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
But to be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. What's up with these older Democrats, right? And them having these chip malfunctions. But I think what that screams is term limits, right? We need term limits. But with that being said, speaking of Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats, because it's Pride Month, they've come out the closet and given a full-throated endorsement to drag queens, right? In fact, Nancy Pelosi, while we're experiencing an inflation crisis, border crisis, crime crisis, crisis all across the border, she decides that, hey, you know what? I need to go and appear on a drag queen show to show my support for Pride.
Please give a warm drag race welcome, Nancy Pelosi. Oh my God. Welcome back.
My honor to be here. Your freedom of expression of yourselves in drag is what America is all about.
What words of wisdom do you have for us?
With the midterm elections coming up, it's very important for people to make their voices and their vote heard.
That sarcastic, shady clap you do was fucking epic.
In our hearts to keep you strong.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah, incredible, right? So she went on this drag queen show to basically say, hey, you know what? I support this show, right? RuPaul Drag Queen Show. The same show that has been sponsoring kids becoming drag queens, right? Little boys run around in makeup and dresses. Again, some very, very, very horrific things, in my opinion. Democrats have essentially come out of the closet and given a full-throated endorsement of it. And in fact, Nancy Pelosi is not the only prominent Democrat politician that is endorsing this type of stuff. You also have Kamala Harris, whom, again, this seems to be her favorite time of the year. Because if you guys remember last year, she was sharply criticized for refusing to visit the border while at the same time having time to go to a pride parade. And this year, she did not disappoint the far leftists, and she did attend a pride parade in D.C. And once again, we're seeing a politician, a major Democrat politician, giving a full-throated endorsement to hanging out with drag queens. Take a look.
To celebrate, and we celebrate each other every day. We celebrate the progress we have made, and we celebrate the fact that we are in this to stand for what we stand for and fight for what we stand for. Because no one should fear going to a nightclub for fear that a terrorist might try to take them down. No one should fear going to a pride celebration because of a white supremacist. No one should fear loving who they love. Our children in Texas and Florida should not fear who they are. Black and brown and women of color, transgender women should not fear for their lives. We should not have to be dealing with 300 laws in states around our country that are attacking our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters. So we know what we stand for, and therefore we know what we will fight for. And we will do what we have always done in this movement, in this community, which is collectively, we will continue to build unity. We will continue to build coalition. We will always be fueled by knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us. We will be fueled by saying no one should be made to fight alone. We will be fueled by knowing we are all in this together. And we will fight with pride. Happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride.
You know, guys, I wish that the Democrat politicians would speak out against woke supremacy as much as they want to speak out against white supremacy, okay? Because in my opinion, how in the world can we sit here and give these speeches, right, where we're trying to act like we care about people's lives and the livelihoods of Americans and, you know, domestic terrorism and stuff like that, but yet we currently have domestic terrorism going on in this country, specifically against the Supreme Court, and you don't have anything to say about it. You just ignore it, right? You ignore it. Because, you know, Kamala Harris, like she always does, she's trying to fit in because she is a shapeshift. And Kamala Harris's shape-shifting tendencies came out once again at another recent event in which Kamala was campaigning for James Clyburn down in South Carolina. And I want you guys to take a look at how hard Kamala Harris tries to fit in with black folks. Take a look.
Goose Creek, and I was there with Jay Moore and Charlemagne the God, and I was about to head out of town to meet my family and cook for Thanksgiving. I won't mention where I was going, but where I was going, I knew I was not going to be able to find the kind of greens there that I could get here. And so, yes, that was me in my suit and heels, walking through Charleston International Airport, carrying 2 big plastic bags full of fresh South Carolina collard greens. It's a true story. And yes, as I walked on the plane, there were a few people who gave me the look and the nod.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Being from the South, I can tell you. Kamala Harris ain't never had no collard greens, right? She ain't never had no collard greens. We'll put it this way. She never had no good ones, right? She never had no good ones. She is simply, once again, trying to pander to a crowd, okay? Trying to act like she's so black. And if she's so authentically black, like some people claim, then why in the world does she have to try so hard to front? I really don't get it. I really don't. But ultimately, you know, it's okay, Kamala. You like curry greens, right? You like curry greens, not collard greens. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because I'm sure that's what you grew up eating, right? You grew up eating curry greens. And that's okay. So with that being said, no amount of pandering, okay, to black people or LGBTQ is going to save Kamala and the Democrats from the eventual wrath that is coming in the midterms, right? Because what people actually really care about is not, again, woke virtue signaling. They care about the economy, okay? They care about the border. They care about crime. They care about foreign policy. All things that the Biden administration is failing on. And this is why Biden and Kamala both have the worst approval ratings for an administration basically in American history. And the writing's on the wall. And I think that this right here, right, this embarrassment right here is a very, very, very bad sign for Kamala come the midterms, as the DNC had to move a fundraiser with Kamala Harris, a part of the fundraiser, to fall because they couldn't sell enough tickets. Yes, I want you guys to understand. A DNC fundraiser, a Democratic fundraiser, had to move their event, their fundraiser to fall because they could not sell enough tickets. Nobody wanted to come and see the Vice President of the United States, right? That's bad. That's really bad, okay? Usually for events like that, when you're trying to raise money and you bring somebody like the Vice President of the United States to the event, that's going to be a packed house, right? You're going to get a whole lot of people coming because they want to say that, hey, I was in the same room with the Vice President. I want to hear the Vice President speak. Not even Democrat donors want to listen to Kamala Harris, right? And she was supposed to be hosting this event. Let's actually read about this. Vice President Kamala Harris was slated to host the Democratic National Committee's major money hauling event, the annual Women's Leadership Forum, on May 25th and 26th, a natural fit given that she's the highest office holding woman in American history. And when the invites were sent out on May 5th, it was hyped as an incredible opportunity to mingle in person after 2 years of virtual events and meetings. But the event was rescheduled at the last minute for autumn, when the event is traditionally held after the DNC couldn't sell enough tickets, I'm told. Tickets for the event start at $250 per head for general admission, and the much coveted photo line slot start at $15,000 and top off at $50,000. The highest tier tickets in particular weren't moving quickly enough, and organizers needed more time to build interest. So of course, Democrats gonna try to blow this off and act like it doesn't mean anything, but I guess that ultimately, I mean, at the very least, it means that people don't want to be talked to like kindergartners, right? But again, that's a really bad sign, okay? If you can't even raise money, okay? If you can't have a packed fundraising event, you don't even have the big money in your party excited, that is a bad sign come the midterms, because you need money to win. And that's the whole point of them raising money, is so that they can try to use that money for some of the candidates that they're running in the midterms, right? And when the Vice President of the United States, one of the highest officials in the Democrat Party, can't even, again, sell out an event, that's pretty bad, right? That's really, really bad. Again, this is 81 million votes, guys. 81 million votes, but can't sell out a Democratic fundraiser. Wow. Wow. Incredible stuff, right? It's almost as if the Democrats really don't even like Kamala and Joe Biden. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is just an anomaly, but I don't think so. I think that this is a very, very, very bad sign. And it is just flat out embarrassing. But hey, at least they're focused on, appealing to people of color and going to pride events and stuff like that. Maybe that will make up for it. Who knows, right? Maybe that will make the country better. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.